Mr. Galadima, I don't know if you can tell us a bit more about the meeting in France between President-elect Bola Tinubu and Dr. Rabiu Kwankwaso.
Well, Tope, you know, everything in Nigeria is news. Ordinarily, a meeting between two leaders doesn't attract that kind of ecstasy by the citizenry. However, I want to also place on record that I have not been in the meeting, but I had some idea before this meeting took place. Personally, I was supposed to have been there, but as I speak to you, I'm just coming from the hospital. Since my coming from Saudi Arabia, I had been indisposed, so undergoing several tests. Coming back to the topic, you know that Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso contested against the president-elect, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in the 2023 election. You said we came forth. Of course we did, because of the circumstance of the time. However, I thought journalists will be reading correctly into situations. After the contest, we are one party that did not go to court, even though we are the only people who have credible reason to go to court. That in itself speaks volumes and can be interpreted in several ways. The actual situation is that meetings of such nature, or even the issue of unity government that you had mentioned, even though I wouldn't know the details, is not something that is new to Nigerian politics. It happened in the First Republic between the NCNC and the MPC, that is the Dr. Azikwe's party and Sir Ahmad Bello's party. Later, there was also a unity government that was formed between the NPC and the NNPP, led by Chief Samuel Akintola of Western Region. Of course, it is also on record that during the government of Alhaji Shehu Shagari, the NPP, led by Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, also had a working agreement with the government of the NPN, where Chief Izuoke was made the speaker, while Dr. Joseph Wes was the president of the Senate. And also, it should be remembered that it's history that is repeating itself. And this is why there is need for people like us to appear on such program, such that we educate the young people to know the history of their country, the development of their country. If any of you could remember, in 1979, when elections were held, and Alhaji Shehu Shagari scored the highest number of votes and had spread in 12 states out of 19. And that was contested. If you could remember, Professor Ogunjobi of blessed memory had to go to the tribunal with a large board trying to show why 12 2/3 as proposed by Chief Richard Akinjide was not what to be. And also, during that time, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, and Alhaji Waziri Ibrahim, all of blessed memory, had to take a charter plane to Kano to meet Malang Aminu Kano, the leader of the PRP, also of blessed memory, to try to convince him to join the trio so that together they will torpedo the success of Alhaji Shehu Shagari. It is on record that time that Malang Aminu Kano refused to see them when they were even at his Mumbai house. And later on, when they left, Malang Aminu Kano issued a statement that night saying that he contested to be president. He was not successful. Therefore, he would not support any group of people that would try to deny somebody who had scored the highest number of votes, has got the largest spread, because it will be ungentlemanly, or it will cause a chaos and instability in the country. Therefore, he would not partake in that union. That was how, when Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe came back to Lagos, he went into negotiations with Alhaji Shehu Shagari, and he became that alliance between NPP and NPN took place. So also now, the heir apparent of Malam Aminu Kano in the radical northern politics is Senator Rabi Musa Kwankwaso. And the same group of people, Obi may be representing Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and maybe Atiku representing Alhaji Waziri Ibrahim, are ganging up against this government. Our major interest in all this is the stability of Nigeria. The second issue is that everything Nigerian have to be sorted out on the table rather than through an, I don't know what kind of word I will use, but if that meeting of the two leaders, as we envisage, will assist move Nigeria forward, so be it. However, details of what they had done, we will wait to see until Senator Rabi Musa Kwankwaso arrives in Nigeria and he briefs members of his inner caucus, brief his party, then we would be in a better position to speak. However, even if that happens, I would suggest that they would rather allow those that are purported or were said to have won the election to make the statement first rather than us. Thank you, Tope.
Well, thank you very much for that, Alhaji Galadima. Now, you said something earlier. You said that the NNPP is the only party that has credible reasons to go to court, yet you have refused to do so. So is it because your party had envisaged that there would be some sort of compensation, or does it lend credence to speculations that the NNPP had only been in the race to divide the votes of the PDP?
Not correct. Not correct. We were first, we have to place on record that it is the PDP that has expelled both Senator Rabi Musa Kwankwaso and myself. So we wouldn't have been in a race just to stop them from becoming, from winning an election. But you also know that even going to court entails a lot of resources, which we didn't have. Our performance was measured only on our credibility rather than the deep pocket we had. For you, for anybody to go to court and challenge the presidential election, that person must have to cough not less than 5 billion naira. We don't have that kind of money to do that. And the truth of the matter is that if you use your common sense, since the beginning of Nigeria, I don't think there was any time that successfully litigants at the national level have challenged the president and got reprieve. And we are students of history. We don't need to waste our resources when we know that even if we are there, the likelihood of success is near zero.
Okay, so in the event that Dr. Kwankwaso agrees to work with the president-elect during his administration, I'm wondering what then becomes of the NNPP as an opposition party. Should we be expecting a wave of defection to the ruling party?
We cannot speculate on that. And let me tell you, that is why, as a journalist, you have to do some research. When NCNC worked with NPC, they didn't lose their identity. When NPN worked with the NPP, NPP didn't lose its identity. When NNDP worked with NPC, they didn't lose their identity. And quite recently, in 1999, when NNPP worked with the PDP during General Obasanjo's time, NNPP did not lose its identity. But there is always a danger in that, because my experience, personal experience, is that anybody that you've sent to work with the ruling government, if you are not lucky, you stand to lose that kind of person. But let me also say that even outside Nigeria, our neighbors here in Niger Republic and other French colonies, whenever there is an election, the opposition parties get commensurate positions with the total number of their scores, and they partake in government. And when their party needs them to resign, there has always been an evidence that they resign in mass from the ruling government. So we wouldn't know what was the discussion. Was it personal? Was it official? Was it about working together? Was it about alliance? Was it about margin? Nobody knows until the details are out for us to know.